Hey guys, we're going to shoot a little video today. We're mainly going to talk about a bike that we recently got finished, and we're going to give you some insight on speakers that a lot of other shops probably are not going to tell you because they like lining their pockets. Basically, we've got a customer that came in with a 2017 Street Glide. It was pretty much brand new off the showroom floor, and he wanted a speaker upgrade, so we did some SP CMs up front. Most you know, I'm the distributor for SP Audio. Love the way they sound. There's really nothing out there that can match its frequency range. We use the hell out of them. And he ended up coming back about a month later and he wanted more. So basically he specified he wanted a full audio. He wanted the whole body kit, rims, everything. So we did the whole 9 yards on this bike. The customer is extremely picky. He specified that he brought me a brand new bike and he expects a brand new bike in return that looks like it just rolled off the showroom floor. So we've spent many months on this bike trying to make it exactly the way he wanted it and completely flawless, basically. So we started out with the SPs up front. We did some lids. We decided we was going to do a pack. Customer kind of gave me full range to do whatever I wanted. He just mainly wanted it loud, and he wanted the best around. And you know, he heard my bike, and he wanted even more than that. So we kind of had to go over the top on this one. So we did a tour pack with 4 8s in it. And when we started doing this, we realized that, you know, certain speakers just don't work in certain areas. There is no such thing as one company that can produce a speaker that's going to play in every single area of the bike and be like the best, is what, you know, you would claim. Don't get me wrong, we like the SPs. I use the fronts, I use the lids. As a 4-speaker system, that's about the best that I've ever heard. I can't think of anything that sounds better. That's the main reason we sell them. So we did that, and it sounded good. So we moved on to the tour pack, and we realized the CM8s just weren't doing the job in the tour pack. It wasn't enough airspace. So we started swapping out different brands. Now keep in mind, we tried at least 15 different brands on this bike, starting from the front to the back, back to the front, up, bottom, down, you know, swapping speakers around. We've got about 3 months of tuning on this stereo, speaker swapping, amp swapping, until we got it perfect. So that's why I'm doing the video. I'm going to give you guys some insight on this. So when we got everything done, we swapped speakers numerous different times. So to start out on front, we'll tell you what we ended up with. We had a Serwin Vega amp in there to begin with. We swapped it out for a Massive Audio DBX, which they discontinued recently. I don't know why. It's a really cool amp. It's a bandpass amplifier, so you can cut the frequencies high and low with it. The rear channel has a tailored bass boost, not just a normal bass boost. You can set the frequency that you want to boost. So it worked out really well. We used the rear frequency for the 8s and gave them a little bit more boost in the 100 Hz range, somewhere around there. The fronts, we ran the 2 horns that were running in the bag, are SP Audio TW05s. The front, we decided to use a tweeter, SP Audio TW15. You basically take the mirrors out, Dremel the holes out, put these in. They fit, look like, you know, they fit like a glove. They look like they were meant to be there. So we ended up doing the pack and everything, and decided that we want to do some speaker swapping. So we swapped the front speakers out for a company. They're called SoundCube. They're out of Oklahoma City. Relatively inexpensive. Price didn't matter on this. We just wanted the best. So once we got the system all installed, we started swapping speakers out. Like most of you know, we try everything. So we figured we would give these a shot because the specs on them was just off the chart. 84 Hertz to 15,000. Very wide frequency range for a Pro Audio 6. So we did those up front. I was real happy with them. They pound in the pods up front. So we got that part took care of. So we moved on to the pack, and we used the same amp in the pack. And you know, I was so impressed with the 6.5, the sound cubes. We decided to try their 8s. You know, after talking to the owner and you know, talking about his speakers, and he gave me some info on them. We decided to go with these, and we tried, like I said, about 15 different speakers, and we ended up settling on these because a lot of the other speakers we tried either didn't play a wide enough frequency, or they just wouldn't hit like they were supposed to because of the lack of airspace. These speakers are phenomenal. They're an 8-inch speaker. They play 80 hertz to 18,500 hertz out of a single 8, which is like very impressive. We actually tried these in the lids opposed to the SPs. Different applications are different speakers. Even though these sound better in the tour pack, they don't in the lids. That's why I say not one person can claim to have the best speaker for every application, because it's just not possible. Much as I love to use the SPs back there, these things just blew them away. They also blew away every other brand we tried. PRV, Bema, Power Bass, Crescendos. We tried everything. These things just reign supreme. Good speaker, man. They're paper, so they got the sound quality. You know, everybody knows that a paper cone produces better sound quality. They're reinforced with fiberglass, so if they get wet, they're not going to hurt them. I have no complaints about these speakers. Look them up online, SoundQ. Get you some, try them out. And I'm not saying they won't work good in lids, but we were out for the best of the best. So, you know, this is how we did it. So we got those in the pack, ran off the same amp, the DBX4, moved on down to the lower, you know, the bags, and we tried out many different tins, a bunch of different. I can't even name how many we tried. You know, we ended up settling on a Crescendo PWX after trying. I think we tried at least 10 different tins. So we did this Crescendo PWX. It's a carbon fiber, I believe, is what this is. It's pretty indestructible. You know, debris flies up, hits them. I'm not a big fan of speaker grills. You know, mainly because this speaker is gonna do things that it ain't supposed to do. You know, I don't want it flexing out and hitting a grill. So basically, we use this. It's about as close to a sub as you can get. Without being a sub. It seemed to play the best in the bag out of everything that I tried. I really like them. They're not real super heavy. They're built really well. They're pretty much indestructible, and they can take a beating. And a lot of you guys are probably going to frown on this, but we actually pushed them with a DS18 amplifier. Now, don't get me wrong, DS18 makes some really cheap products. Everybody frowns on them because everybody mainly buys the crap. You get on Amazon, you buy a $20 DS18 speaker, and you base your reviews off a $20 speaker. They also make some $100 6s. You know, they make really high-end speakers, and they make really high-end amplifiers. You just have to spend the money to get them. So what we did, we used a DS18 Pro. This is the 800. We actually use the 1500.1. It's a mono amplifier. Couple reasons we use this. It does have a bass boost, which we did utilize. It has a phase control. You can go 180 out with it, and that worked out real well because anybody knows when you do back speakers, pack speakers, lid speakers, front speakers, you have speaker signals flying in all different directions. You know, you've got to be able to swap the phase around. Instead of unplugging the speakers and swapping wires, we simply do it right here on the amplifier. This thing, I believe the 1500, we did these. These take 300 a piece, and the amp is a 1 ohm amp. We've got a 2 ohm load on it, so we were basically giving these 350 a piece. They call for 300. I know they can take more, but we use the bass boost, so you know, it worked out real well. So all in all, once the system got done, after swapping the speakers out a million different times in different combos, we're real happy with it. I couldn't have expected anything better. It actually sounds better than my personal bike, which is shocking. But that's what the customer wanted, regardless if I wanted it or not. That's what he paid for. So the bags, when we went to do those, we'll kind of throw this out there. I mold my own rings into the bags, and I bolt the speakers in from the outside like a traditional speaker box. Well, the minute I got done with the bags, a buddy of mine, Carl Bordner, hit me up on Facebook. He had designed a speaker ring that basically was the same thing as I was doing with the bags, which kind of sucked because I would have used them at the time. But anyways, he came out with these rings. I'll kind of throw them out there. It's a 10-inch ring. It's made to fit the bag. It may kind of look like a speed ring, but trust me, it's not. It actually fits. It's perfect. It's perfectly flat, perfectly round. Tins drop right in. So basically, you put this in the bag. You put 6 bolts in it or whatever, and you can bolt the speaker in from the outside just like a traditional speaker box. And what it does, it's going to free up about 3 inches of space behind the speaker. So your tin actually takes up less space than a single 8, pretty much. Gives you, it's giving you more air space. It's giving you a whole lot more space to pack shit in your bags. They're built, super strong. I beat this thing with a hammer. Like tried to tear it up, and it's pretty much indestructible. I'm not sure what it's made out of, but it's like super sturdy. They can be drilled and tapped. He makes a 10-inch. He started out with this. He makes an 8-inch. He makes a dual 8. He makes an 8-10 combo, and he might even make a dual 10 combo. I'm not for sure. Hit him up. It's Carl Bordner. He's up in Toledo, Ohio. Jeffy's Customs. He's got a whole stack of these in stock, ready to ship. I wish I could have used them, but it's already done. So basically, we're going to walk around this bike, and we're going to show you what we've done. And I just wanted to do the video to let everybody know that, there is no set speaker that's perfect for the whole overall application. It doesn't hurt to deviate. It doesn't hurt to try different brands. Standalone speakers are one thing, but when you do a complex build like this, you've got to suck up your pride, and you got to use whatever sounds the best. So we're going to do a walk around of the bike. The sound quality may not be the best on the bike, on the video, because I'm going to shoot it with a cell phone, but you'll get the hint when you see shit shaking off the bike. Tour pack will be rattling and the bags will be blowing out. We're going to do the video, and we'll get right back to you with it. Thanks.